Let's take a look at this 6'4" guard out of IMG Academy, headed to Baylor, 18-year-old Keyonte George. I do want to make a quick note that any stats you see used in this breakdown are from the season ticket. We're going to start with his three-point shooting, where he shot 42% this past season in 14 games. You see him knock down a catch and shoot there in transition. But what I'm most interested with Keyonte George is the off-ball shooting, the movement shooting, come off pin downs and screens, because he does play off-ball so much. So even though he misses this one, you see him running off the screen, able to step left, right into that one, knock it down. Here he reads this screen and then fades off of it to the corner, able to get his feet set and knock it down. And I do just want to say I completely buy Keyonte George's jumper based off the film I saw. Here's some more off-ball movement, a little bit of Spain pick and roll action, able to step off of that with the hand in his face and knock it down. So those are the reps that I'm really interested with George. Obviously going to be able to catch and shoot, but how much is he going to be able to do off ball? Because that's where he's going to be playing so much. We're going to see another rep here. Baseline drive. He drifts or hammers to the corner, able to attack this closeout. So because of the shooting, how much can he attack those closeouts? Here we're going to see it for a mid-range jumper, and I love the elevation and the body control on this as he's able to knock that down through contact. I will say I would have liked to see him operate in the mid-range, some floater stuff just a little bit more in all play types. And then he can obviously get to the rim, so again, attacking a closeout and then able to elevate, finish above the rim. I wouldn't say he's at the same level of athlete as some other guys in this class, but obviously he's going to be plenty good in that area. Going to see another one here, kind of sets a ghost screen in that situation, going to attack the hard closeout, and then this is where I'm talking about just kind of that in-between game, that floater game, being able to finish those. Obviously a tough one there over a double contest, but would have liked to see a little bit more in that area, even a little bit more going to the rim. So we're going to see here in transition, he shows a little bit of wiggle on this possession. I love that. Gets to the rim, able to finish. I just didn't think he was aggressive enough at times. We're going to see a ball screen rep right here. Love him splitting this, attacks the body of the defender, and then is able to finish through that contact. He only had 19 total free throw attempts in the 14 games based off the stats from the season ticket. I just would have liked to see that a little bit more. And then even a nice dump off pass here in the ball screen. So the shooting I really liked. I just would have liked to see him be a little bit more aggressive, and I'm going to showcase that with a couple clips right here. So in the ball screen, gets a little bit impatient, doesn't get the defender down to the level of the screen. You see all this room the defender has to get over the top. There were a lot of ball screen reps with him as the handler where he just didn't get anything aggressive out of that possession. And then here again, working off ball, we're going to see some action. He's going to catch at the top of the key, get a closeout from Derek White. I'd like to see him attack this closeout. I think he just played within the offense, which I really appreciated, but at times I would have liked to see him break offense a little bit more and just be a little bit more aggressive, be able to go get his own bucket just a little bit more. And then obviously we've talked a lot about him playing off ball, so what can he do as a cutter? I really like that. So a little bit more of a transition here. His defender, his man turns his head, so he's going to cut right to the rim, get a catch, and get himself to the free throw line. So I really like, there were multiple reps of him cutting off ball. That's really what he brings offensively. Now let's look to the defensive end of the floor, where I'm really excited about what Keyonte George can bring. These clips are going to be against Derek Whitehead, who I think is going to be a top 5 pick in the 2023 draft, and you're going to see him really lock him up and frustrate him. You see him right there, almost forcing a turnover, and then here he's going to get over the top of the ball screen, fight over the top of it, get back in front. Multiple really good on-ball possessions against Derek Whitehead. And then off-ball, where I do think he's going to have a little bit of room to grow. I'll showcase that in just a second. But he's going to get through this pin down, handoff, get back in front, and then watch just the on-ball defense. Again, giving his chest, diving on the floor, forcing a turnover. He is so good on the ball. It was Derek Whitehead, it was Grady Dick, just always taking the other team's best player and doing a good job. Now, looking at an area of improvement, and I wouldn't do this for every player, but because I do think part of what he brings to the table is a lockdown, shutdown defender, I want to look at him getting through off-ball screens. So here he's chasing Derek Whitehead. You see him go not only under the offensive players, but his own teammates. He essentially goes under 4 guys right here to get back to the other side. Now he gets there, but a good offensive offensive player and a good offensive team is really going to take advantage of that. Now, again, on ball, he does a great job staying in front, eventually gets help from his teammate, and it forces a turnover. We're going to see it here again. Grady Dick working in floppy action so he can come off the single or the staggered, and you're going to see that he gets Keyonte George to bite going off the staggered, and look at the room he creates. George has to go over the top, and then a shooter like Grady Dick, that's not going to work out very well for you, puts his team in a tough spot. So again, I know I'm nitpicky here, but because I think he projects as a high-level defender, shutdown defender, I think that's something he can work on and improve, is navigating those off-ball screens. So looking at Keyonte George, in conclusion, offensively, I buy the shot. I think he's going to be a high-level shooter. Really interested to see how good he can get coming off pin downs, staggers, reading those off-ball screens, and being an off-ball cutter. Would like to see him just be more aggressive in general with the ball in his hands, in ball screens, transition, attacking the basket. And then defensively, I think he's going to be a lockdown guy, especially on the ball, with a little bit of room for improvement navigating off-ball screens.